Greetings, Survivor! We're going to be doing another base build that I'm going to call the Very Repulsive base. And why would we call it? Because I'm going to use this very repulsive technique that is, well, effectively, it's repulsing the zombie. So you might have known about this in the past, you've probably seen videos about it, and if not from me, then from other content creators, where, in effect, this is the arrow slit actually. It's very good because you can walk over it. It's also very good because the zombies basically see it when it's laid like this as translucent. They think that there's nothing there, and because the zombie doesn't want to fall down there, he's gonna be walking around and around and around and around and around and around. So I call this zombie repulsive blocks or zombie repulsive technique because you can effectively dictate where the zombie is going to go. Now it works in the way that there's no other path for the zombie, but you saw there he actually stepped up on it here, and that's because I'm standing on it and he feels that, hey, I have nowhere else to go. I can only get to the player by getting, well, going down here. So that's what he will do. So the way it works is that if you have that around an area and you completely cover it, the zombies will go on top of them and they will probably start bashing them and everything. And that's not what you want. You want to have it around your base, but not in a way that the zombies have nowhere to go. And that's really what I'm going to be doing today. Hopefully you enjoy this base build, and if you do, make sure you subscribe to my channel and maybe leave a like if you really do enjoy it. But now that I've described the general technique, well, let's get into the building. And of course that means that, sorry, you have to die. Goodbye, old timer. So first of all, I've measured out the 15 by 15, well, square here. And right outside this square, I'm going to build, dig a 4 deep and 2 wide area. So I'm going to go ahead and do that all around. And on the inside here, I'm going to make sure I've concreted up around the sides, and of course a nice flat area here. You don't necessarily have to do that because it's very unlikely the zombies will be digging, but you know, it doesn't hurt, especially if you're going to have a nice big base here, but at least to make it flagstone or cobblestone so it can withstand a few punches at least. And on the outside, I'm going to do the same, at least put a layer or two something in here. And this is roughly how it looks. And I think I got all of them. Yep, a little bit of filling in to do. So that now we have a concrete outside. And again, like I said, if you only have flagstone, that generally is fine to start with. Concrete in general is good to upgrade to. So now we have the general size of our base, and we're going to now do the repelling blocks. But well, while we're going to do this, and the way you do it is that you just take the block and you just do advanced, and you, let's see if I get it correct, like that. You basically just place them out, all your nice little flagstone or concrete blocks. You place them all around and make sure it's 2 wide, like this. 1 wide might work, but sometimes they can actually bash sort of through it, so 2 is fairly safe. I'm going to do this all around as well. And I am now done with placing them all around. You might be thinking, hey, that's great. Now I'm really safe. Okay, so let me show you what happens if you do this. And come on, ladies. Alright, so now these zombies know about me, and you notice they get on here because they actually think this is air. So they're actually trying to fall down, get up here and bash at these ones, but they can't get to it because there's something in the way. So they start actually bashing these ones. And that's the problem if you are covering this all around, because the zombies have no path. So ladies, I'm gonna need you to step out just a moment here, and I'm gonna show you what the alternative is. So we're gonna take out, let's do it over here maybe. Let's see, let's do it in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's take out these ones. Let's do this like that. We're gonna put in these ones. So now the zombies have a path to actually get to you. So what happens if we spawn in some nice little radiated here? Hey ladies! They immediately will be pathing across here because they know that they can actually get to you if they just run around. So hello. Right. So this is what you need to have a path in. That is crucial in order to make this actually work. So we're going to take out these ones again because we actually want them to be like that. But we're going to construct a path in for the zombies. So how do we best do that? Well, why not make it one of those very, very nice kill corridors? So what makes a good kill corridor? Well, we need to have the zombies actually run in somewhere. And to accomplish that, we're going to have, it's not going to have to be super high actually. We're going to do it basically just like this to give them a way across here. And I think that might be actually, might be enough actually. So let's do something like this. Let's do that. Just give them a ramp in. Of course, the general technique I'm showing is basically just how it will work. You can make this in so many different ways later on by yourself, but I'm just going to be in some of the basics. So we're actually bringing them in here. So now they will be, and I'll show that as well. If I do that and I'm in here, I'm over here, he should be running over here and he should be falling down right. And now he's stuck in a weird place. Come on, don't do that. That's not what you... Right. Normally they don't actually fall down there because it shouldn't be open there, but it gives you the idea of what we actually have. So I'm also going to be doing one in here, and I'm going to be doing sort of like a kill trap down at the bottom here. And as I started doing that, I realized why actually I wanted to have it symmetrical, which of course is not what I did, unfortunately. So we're going to just slightly pretend we didn't see all that, and we're going to do a slight little extension here as well. Put that one there, put this one here. Makes it a little bit easier if they're sort of symmetrical, so we do that. And then we can put in, flip over please, the boobies, because this is effectively going to be a booby base. So now we're down here, and we are here. You see the zombies will come in here, they'll run over here, and they'll fall down here in the bottom. At least that is the intent. So something like this. Of course, we are going to need to block things off as well, that the zombies don't actually go somewhere else. And actually, come to think of it, that means I am just ruining everything here. And I wanted to do that. I don't actually need to make it wider. I can actually make it thinner. I like the look of that, and it actually allows you to do something like... Hold on, flip on this side. Come on. This side works as well. We put these ones here at 3 high is good, just to prevent zombies stacking up on top of them. And something like this. We're going to do that all the way across here on this side, and we're going to do the same on that side, because that forces them into this middle channel. You see something like this, really nice, right? They still can't get to me. They will fall down here, and of course we have nowhere to kill them, and that's a problem because obviously we do need to kill them. And that's really where you can go very creative with how you're going to do sort of your kill corridor. There are a lot of ways to do that, and I'm just going to show a very simple one that is actually not really going to kill them, but they're going to stun them. But normally I would always put the arrow slits around, because that gives you the very nice opportunity to put dart traps behind, which are really, really effective. And let's do finish off like this. So now we have these ones. We don't have, let's see, let's do something simple. Let's put out, we're going to put down the electric fences here on the side, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And again, this is not going to necessarily kill them, but it's going to give you an idea of what you can do. And so I'll put these ones down here, and on the back here, it doesn't really matter what we do. We're going to do, let's do something very basic. Let's just bring that down. So we have some way up and somewhere down. Let's do, and that's the wrong shape actually. No, it's the wrong, correct shape. It's the wrong rotation. We have like this. I take that out as well. We have a way up and down, as you can see, and we're going to put down a generator. Generator is always good to have, like that, and we're going to pump it full of fuel. We're going to put in a couple of engines, and then we're going to put down just a switch here. And the way to hook it up is And I'm not really sure whether you noticed, but I noticed finally that I didn't have any hands. And it was causing me problems because I couldn't wire anything up. It was throwing a lot of errors. But anyway, the way to hook this up is generator to switch. Switch will go to the left electric fence here in this case, and that one will go across to the right one. So I'm going to just redo that with all the electric fences so that we're covering from one side to the other. And I thought, well, since I'm doing this, I might as well show how to just do the thing if you want to have dart traps. So the way to do that is you put a dart trap on the side here, and you can stack them too high. That's pretty good. Then you put a tripwire behind, and behind that you put your electric fence like this. So now you have dart trap, tripwire, and electric fence. And then we do the same thing on this side as well. And the way you wire this up in this case, because you're using tripwires, is that go from the switch, go from the first tripwire, this on the left side, and I'm going to go over to the other side here, this one, and now this one is hooked up. So if something walks there, it'll trip. And then you basically simply go to the electric fence goes across, and then it's hooked up. You also want to make sure that you have power to the dart traps, and you take that from the second tripwire B, dart trap, and then usually what I like to do is just take the bottom dart trap, and I'll run that over to the bottom one here as well, and that one just goes straight up. So what this means is that now I have this one all nicely hooked up. So if I put in couple of ammo here, make sure you lock the ammo, something that is easily missed. It's not so people can't steal the darts, it's that basically to prime it so that it's actually working, because there's no on-off switch. This should say on-off or something instead, but let's do that and something like that. So now let's turn off the other ones. That one is off, and let's turn on that one, and let's just spawn in a couple just to show you that it's working. Oh, you see, they tripped it, they got electrified, and then they walked past it. Oop. That's why they're not shooting the darts anymore. But that's alright. That's just to show you how it works. Let's say you have more of them. You can put them all over the place. I'm just going to put them here just to help soften off the zombies as they run in. So I'm going to do the second layer here as well. Everything has been hooked up, and I'm going to switch on this one as well. And let's see, I might not have enough engines for everything, so I'm just gonna plop in a few more. Let's make sure we turn off, put on more. Make sure you have enough power output, because if you don't, then you'll end up with some traps actually not working because, well, the juice is already been spent somewhere else. So let's get in maybe not 25, but let's get in a bunch of them here. These are radiated, so they're of course a lot harder than regular ones. So you see they come in. The ones that are in front take dart trap damage, but the rest of them of course are still being stunned here, and make for a really good juicy target for just shooting with them in their head like this. Now of course if you want to do more damage yourself, then you have less of the dart traps and just stun them, because then you can shoot them. But otherwise this works really well. And this is just a basic. You could dig this down into the ground and everything, then you don't need to have all this up on the top, but it looks pretty good, looks pretty alright. But now you notice, like, we have all this exposed stuff. Won't that matter? Won't that make a big difference for the zombies coming in? Actually, it doesn't. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spawn in, I'm going to do 25, I'm going to do not the radiated ones, but I'm going to do the feral ones. Let's see. As you see, even though it's actually all empty here, he's not going in here. They will all be coming in here, and I don't have any ammo. Sorry, let's use this one. I like the auto shotgun. And here they come in. Good place to just stand and shoot, especially if you got a shotgun. And you see what's happening here, coming down, taking damage, and allowing you. And do I have any? Let's see, grenade. Why don't we have any grenades? I mean, grenades are always good, right? Oh, you might want to pull the pin, and bam, they all go down. Yeah, they all died. Look at that experience. This is basically how it is. You don't actually need walls. I would put in walls anyway. What does happen though is that if you have zombies that are, let's say, 25 here, they generally would not come in. But you could have spiders, for instance, because spiders can jump in they could, and let me see if I do that. Not 25 perhaps. They're walking on top of each other very obediently. Let's get in a spider. He might jump because, like you can see, and if you don't have any... Oh, now he jumped out. What a dumb one. If he doesn't have any walls and she got stuck here, which can happen. Normally they'll disengage that anyway, but it can definitely happen. But here they slowly come in and walk in and die. Eventually, these are the regular zombies. They will die from the few dart traps that are here and the electric fences. Not an issue. At some point you might want to go and do some repairs as well. You'll see maybe any damage here. There's a little bit of damage on these ones. Not too bad. Also because they might be bashing on the side of these ones. I've upgraded them to steel in this case. But with a design like that, if you don't have traps everywhere, you do need to make sure that you manually also do some defense. If you just go away and just AFK, you're going to have a bad day because they could end up in a place like standing here, for instance, and they could just bash here. And if they're here, they would be electrocuted. Here, I see not electrocuting me. Oh, okay, here's electrocuted, but if they're right in between, they will not be. And because I like to have some walls, I'm going to build up some walls as well. It also prevents a little bit from cop vomit and stuff like that. And here's the end result. It's basically a nice little square surrounded by arrow slits here so they don't go for the walls. We also give the zombies a path up because without a path up they will get really frustrated and they'll start trying to dig down through these ones. They come over here, they fall down here, get electrocuted, some dart traps, you standing up here shooting, throwing grenades and everything, and well, we have nothing else beyond that in this base. One thing that if you don't fill this up with dart traps, for instance, it can be fairly convenient because you can actually go and loot and take stuff from the loot packs that come up here. Make sure you don't get electrocuted yourself. You do have a little bit of space here, but not a lot. So if you're going to go loot, take care. Do that maybe after the Horde, or if you do it during the Horde, just be really, really careful. And of course, you could fill up here with dart traps all around. You could have blade traps and what have you. Blade traps are pretty good, actually, if you put them on the wall. Just want to make sure that the zombies don't start walking over them. But this is what it is. Well, we're going to run Blood Moon Horde as well, coming through and coming in here. And then I'll show you how that looks. You see the zombie horde coming in here, and yes, they're coming from on my right side, which is left from the camera angle here. I have detached the camera, and you see them running around here. Because they can't see me, the cops won't vomit. Now their vultures will be attacking me. I'm in god mode just so I don't die while showing it, so having some protection against them would be really nice. Obviously you're going to see some vomit here as well from the cops. I'm just trying to show you how it looks. They come in here, they fall down, electrocuted, and let's get back into my body before... Come on. You... Okay, you are very annoying. Okay, that works better. You see they're here. The cop is there, and of course shooting his head off would be really good. You can do the same thing with the rest of the zombies. They'll run in, and they all fall down here. And let's give them a warm welcome here. Hey, thank you guys. Ladies, gentlemen, oh, and dogs as well. When you get the cops and the vultures, we do need some vulture protection here. Just take them out. They do vomit, of course, but if you just shoot them in the head a couple of times, usually that problem goes away. And it works pretty good as just a normal kill corridor, XP corridor. Would work even better if I put in, for instance, cop. Go away, electric fence here so they get stunned and I have a better shot at them. But down here is pretty good as well. You just wait for them to... Oh, and this is a good example. He's right on the left of the electric fence, so he will not be hit by the electric fence normally unless he shifts, which means that he can just stand there and bash. And that's why you, because of this design of the traps that I put in place, you do need to make sure you are actively defending as well, which is pretty simple when you're having a setup like this, because they are just suckers for shooting them in the head. Oh, I think he lost his leg as well. Nice. And yeah, go away. And you as well. Now, if I want to loot here, I can stand here and shoot if I want to, but the loot is behind there. Come on. I want to take this one. Oh, this one is no longer working. That's good. That allows me to see I can actually reach through pretty far. Now this one has stopped working and can go away like that. It is burnt out. You have to go and repair it. This one is fine. This one is fine. These ones are probably alright as well. It's usually the ones that are right there. And nothing a couple of grenades will not solve. There you go. And cough vomit. But you can definitely see, and let me go out again from my body, out of body experience, you can see how this really works. The zombies will never go for the walls because they don't like the arrow slit, they don't like these repulsive blocks. So they run in here because this is the easiest path in that doesn't require them to fall down and dig to the player. And that is really how the zombie mechanic works in general. They want to get to the player with a minimum amount of effort. And that's what you should give them. If you give them no way of getting into you, you will have a bad day because they will start doing their tunneling. So make sure you actually provide them a way in and then give them a warm welcome. Pipe bombs are really good here. Molotovs are really good as well. And of course, any weapons that you have. Just make sure that you just don't stand here and bash things. It will take them a while to get through anyway because being electrified doesn't really give them a lot of opportunity to be bashing because as soon as they're electrified, they stop whatever they're doing. So you have generally a lot of time to just lobby pipe bombs, and pipe bombs are really easy to make. I'm using grenades here because why not? They're a little bit more powerful, and well, the next batch is coming in. So is this the technique you would be using in your base builds? Would you? Or maybe you wouldn't. Maybe you think it's too cheesy. Well, let me know in the comment section below. And maybe you've done something like this similar before, but at least now you know really why it works. And one very common problem that I see people doing when they attempt to do this is that they actually don't give the zombies a good path in. If there's no path in for the zombies, they will start digging and they will start tunneling. And that's exactly what you want to avoid doing. So make sure there is a simple path for the zombies to get in, and make sure you take care of the damn vultures. They pushed me off. Anyway, that's gonna be it. See you next time.
Special thanks to the great patrons supporting the channel. If you would like to join the vetted community and support these videos, do follow the Patreon link.